Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done here on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us for our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, deliver us from the wicked one. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us for our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not to temptation, deliver us from the wicked one. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in Shamayim.
Hallelujah.
And direct with Yaakazaki Yahu, and giving all praises, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power, Yahuwah Bahashem, Yahushua HaMashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four corners of the earth. I say shalom wa baruchim, that is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait till the day that the Most High brings us back together, and we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation under the Most High Power, under one covenant. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I'm joined this evening by my most esteemed Aki Anaya. Shabbat Shalom once again, Aki.
Shabbat Shalom, Aki. Shabbaton Yasharal. All praises to the Most High for allowing us yet another day to get into these scripts.
Hallelujah. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All praises and happy Sabbath to all Israelite Sabbath keepers. The seventh day of the week on the Sabbath day, the Sabbath Yom. Praises to the Father. It is another Sabbath Yom, another day for us to enjoy and break bread one with another, as well as lift up our power. All right. So we are back in the book of Second Ezra. Most High willing, we are going to complete this book right here today. Hopefully before the sun get down. We'll see. All right. We're going to begin with chapter number 9 and verse number 1. Please bear with us as Yaak is going to try to zip through this as quick and easy as possible. All right. Verse 1, 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. And again, if you're not familiar with this platform, you go to the King James Bible Online.com, come right down to KJV Apocrypha, and it will give you the books of the Apocrypha. 2nd Ezra is a part of those books. So, all right, verse number 1. He answered me then. Okay, so Slacky, before I pick up there, we left off yesterday. Ezra was had been communing with the messenger Uriel of the Most High, and Uriel was speaking as Hamashiach. Not sure exactly why he called himself Uriel, but he was speaking as he was the Messiah in the same exact wording as Messiah speaks. So we pick up on this conversation right here, right now, verse 1. And he answered me and said, measure you the time delegated in itself, and when you see a part of the signs pass, which I told you before. So what happens is, up until this point, Ezra had been asking, pleading basically for the nation of Israel, and this messenger, Uriel, is basically asking him, is he able to determine how the Most High, or how he has established all of the things that have been established, even time here. Is he able to determine how these things have come to be? Just to show him he doesn't know what he thinks he knows. And Ezra is a humble brother, and he submits to that. Like, I don't know. There's no man that knows that, because no man had any dealings with it. So continue in verse 2. Then shall you understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shall you understand, then shall you well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days where before you, even from the beginning. For like as all that is all that is made in the world, having a beginning and an end is manifested. And the end is manifested. Even so, the times also of the highest have plans beginning to in wonder and powerful works, and an ending in effects and signs. So he's telling them that, it's going to come a time where these things have to be completed, but it's going to be on the time that the Most High has set forth. So it's not going to be before that. You're not going to be able to convince him to do it early. You're not, none of your little none of what you're saying is going to move him to make something that he's not ready to make. So verse 7. Verse 7 indeed. He says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby you have believed. So that's what's going to get us through, people. We've been talking about understand part of us coming out of the so-called Christian church was because the church want to make it only about faith, only about what that is. But your belief, we see right here clearly, is illustrated, or is laid out, where your belief is. That's where your faith is going to be, and that's where your works are going to be.
Con. And
You
we
can't
can
have
preach.
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, Salakia, we can precept that with Revelations 14 and 12. Here are the patience of the saints. Here are they that can keep the commandments of Yah and have the faith in Yahweh Shah.
Indeed, Hakeem, indeed, 100%. So it's not one way. It's got to be both. You got to have the faith, and you got to have the works.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that you can't go against Torah and think that everything's going to be somehow end up okay. It's not going to happen. Continuing, verse 8. Shall be, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation, or my Yeshua, in my land and within my borders. For I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. So he has set these things forth from the beginning, from the startup. So, verse 9. Then they shall be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torment. My gracious. Verse 10. Yeah, that's never an easy situation, because we all know people that's went off, or that's off, that it's not dealing with, and to hear the message of the Most High speaking as the Messiah is telling us this. That's him saying that they shall know torment. They shall dwell in torment. Like, oh my gosh, that is just the worst case scenario is what that is. Verse 10. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that have loathed my law, while they had yet liberty, and when they yet and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. So they had the ability, and they had an opportunity to repent, and instead they chose to go off and do what it is they wanted to do. Do as you will. And that is going to equal destruction.
It's going to get you killed.
It's going to get you killed twice.
Okay.
You're going to die natural, and then you're going to die the second time.
Indeed.
That second death is what I fear. I don't fear the first death. First death, that's not a big deal. I can come back from that. Second death, ain't no coming back. All right, verse 12. The same must know it after death by pain. Oh, goodness. Whew. Verse 13. This is kind of graphic, but whew, this is how you get your attention, though. So, verse 13. And therefore, be you not curious how the unrighteous shall be punished, and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is, and whom the world is created. So he created the world for the sake of righteous Israel. Of what is it? I'm drawing a blank out. Yasharan, that's it. I knew exactly where I was at. I don't know why that evaded me, but yeah, Yasharan, that's what the world was created for. Yasharan. And that's what we need to be striving to be. Yasharan. All right, verse 14. Then answered I and said, I have said before, and now do speak, and will speak it also hereafter. And there be many more of them which perish than them which shall be saved. Like as the wave is greater than a drop. And he answered me, saying, like as the field is, so is also the seed, and the flowers be. It's like as the flowers be, such as the color also. The color is also slaki. Such as a workman is, so also is the work. And the husbandman is himself, so is the husbandry also. For it was the time of the world. For it was the time of the world. And now, verse 18, and now when I have prepared the world which was not yet made, even from them that dwell in it, that now live, no man shall speak against me. Yeah, see, that's my thinking. I can't. Like, how you gonna do it? Oh, that's what you telling me this? Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Verse 19. For them, for then everyone obeyed, but now in the manner of them which are created in the world that is made more corrupted by a perpetual seed, and by a Torah which is unsearchable, rid themselves. It is unsearchable. Okay, verse 20. So I considered the world, and behold, there are parables because of the devices that will come in unto it. That will come into it. Yeah. So yeah, the world is made crazy by the devices that were devised. But I certainly wouldn't challenge, the situation that the Malachim is speaking about, or the Malach is speaking about. But you got to go back to the first murder, Cain. Cain didn't have, he was a tiller of the ground, but did he use? Well, I don't know. Did he use that as a weapon, or did he use? I was under the impression that it was a rock.
Yeah, I was thinking brick in my mind. I'd have to go back and check that out to be certain.
Yeah, I think it was a rock. I think it was just something as simple as a loose rock that he hit a brick, like you said, that he hit
Smote him.
table with, smote him. Yeah. So, all right, continue with verse 21. And I saw and sparted again, and sparted great, and have kept me a grape of the cluster, and a plant of a great people. Let the multitude perish then, which is born in vain, and let my grape be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect. Nevertheless, if you will cease yet even 7 days, but you shall not fast in them, but go into the field of flowers where no house is built, and eat only flowers of the field, taste no flesh, drink no wine, but eat flowers only. And I pray unto the highest continually, then will I come and talk with you. So he's sending him on a fast, not a fast of nothing, but just eating flowers. Like, I don't think of eating flowers that we even eat.
Dandelions.
Are we eat dandelions? I haven't had a dandelion.
Yeah, a lot of times I know for Passover, that will be considered a bitter herb.
A bitter herb. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, I think dandelions make me sneeze, but they probably wouldn't if I ate them.
Okay.
All right.
And they've got medicinal properties as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll continue here, verse 26. So I went my way into the field, which is called Ardath, like as he commanded me, and there I sat among the flowers, and did eat of the herbs of the field, and the meat of the same satisfied me. After 7 days I sat up on the grass, and my heart was vexed within me, like as before. And I opened my mouth and began to talk before the Most High and said, O Yahuwah, you that sweareth yourself unto us, Slaki, that showeth yourself unto us. Was that showeth?
Show.
Sheweth, okay, sheweth. Okay, sheweth, okay. And have shewed unto our fathers in the wilderness, in a place where no man treadeth, and beareth in a barren place, and they came out of Mizraim. And you shall speak, saying, Hear me, O Israel, and mark my words, you seed of Jacob. For behold, I sow my law in you, and shall bring fruit in you, and you shall be honored in it forever. But your fathers, but our fathers, which received the law, kept it not, and observed not your ordinances. And though the fruit of the law did not perish, neither could it, for it was yours. Yet they that received it perished, because they kept it not, the things that were sown in them. And lo, it is a custom, when the ground had received the seed, and the sea is shipped, or the sea a ship, or a vessel, meat or drink, that being perished wherein it was sown or cast into, that thing also which was sown or cast therein, or received, do perish, and remain not with us. But with us it have not happened so. For we that have received the law perish by sin, and our heart also, which receive it. Notwithstanding, the Torah perish not, but remaineth in his force. And when I spake these things of my heart, I looked back in my eyes. I looked back with my eyes, like I was going to say, look back at my eyes, like what? Okay, continuing. And upon the right side I saw a woman, and behold, she mourned and wept with a loud voice, and very much grieved in her heart. And her clothes were rent, and she had ashes upon her head. Now that's the sign of mourning in the East for
Mm-hmm.
our people and people that are around us. Rent clothes, ashes on the head. Yeah. Verse 39. Then let my thoughts go that I was in, and turned me unto her, and said unto her, Wherefore weepeth you? Why are you weeping? You are so grieved in your mind. And she said unto me, Sir, let me alone, that I may bewail myself, and add unto my sorrow, for I am sore vexed in my mind, and brought very low. And I said unto her, What aileth you? Tell me. She said unto me, I, your servant, have been barren, and had no child, though I had an husband 30 years. And those 30 years I did nothing else day and night, and every hour, but make prayer unto the highest. After 30 years, the Most High heard me, your handmaid, looked upon my misery, and considered my trouble, and gave me a son. And I was very glad for him. So was my husband also, and my neighbors, that gave great honor unto the Most High, unto the Almighty Shlaki. And I nourished him with great travail. So when he grew up, he came to be, and came to Shlaki. So when he grew up and came to the time that he should live, that he should have a wife, I made a feast. Oh, this is interesting. Continuing to chapter number 10, verse 1. And it
Hold on,
came.
Slacky.
Oh, go ahead.
Who do you think this woman is?
Oh, that's interesting. It's. I'm sure this is a parable. I'm sure this
Uh-huh.
is a parable, but it seemed like it would probably be. I would have to say Israel.
Well, close, I mean, you know what? You're right. Because and who's the mother? Who's the mother to Israel? Mother to us all.
Jerusalem.
Indeed, I.
Indeed. Okay. Kind. Yeah, the land is. I've come to realize that the land is always that woman,
Mm-hmm.
that mother. So
Con.
the earth, the Most High is the father, and the earth is the mother. So yeah, this earth, that earth, he called Jerusalem. So all right, continue in verse 1 in chapter 10. Slacky, let me do that properly. Second Ezra, chapter 10, verse number 1. And it came to pass that when my son had entered into the wedding chamber, he fell down and died. And we all overthrew the light, and all my neighbors rose up to comfort me. So I took my rest until the second day at night. And it came to pass when they had all left off to comfort me, at the end of my might be quiet. It's like to the end I might be quiet. Then rose I up by night and fled, and came here unto the field, and as you see. And uh, I do now propose not to return unto the city, but to stay and neither eat nor drink, but continual to mourn, continually mourn, and fast until I die. So she want to waste the rest of her days until she's gone
Mm-hmm.
for her son. So that's Jerusalem wanting to mourn for Israel. Uh, yeah. Verse 5. Then left I the meditation whereas I was, and spake to her in anger, saying, You foolish woman, above all other, seeth you not our mourning? See you not our mourning? And what happened unto us? How that Zion, our mother, is full of heaviness and much humbled, mourning very sore. And now see we all mourn and are sad, and we are all in heaviness, and you grieve for one son? She's like you. For as the earth, and she shall say unto you, that it is she which are to mourn for the fall of so many that grow upon her. For out of her come all the first, and out of her shall all the others come. And behold, they walk among all they walk among all unto destruction, and a multitude of them is utterly rooted up. Who then should make more mourning than she,
Mm-hmm.
that she lost a great multitude, that she lost so great a multitude, and would and not you, which are sorry, but for one. So yeah, kind of condensing that. So I figured this was a parable, and I gave us the answer in it. But yeah, so this woman is mourning over her son, And so I'm guessing that this is in reference to how he's feeling about Israel when the whole earth is headed for destruction. But let's continue. I think that's what it is. Is that what you got from it?
Well, it's a parable. And if I'm not mistaken, he just doesn't realize that this woman is Zion that he's talking about. He knows that Zion should be crying, our mother should be crying, but he doesn't realize this is who he's encountered.
Okay.
In this vision.
So, but is this pointing to him? I don't know if you've read this before. Is this pointing him to where he's lamenting over Zion or over Israel when he should be lamenting over all the earth, because the whole earth is basically going down that path?
Yeah. It doesn't. I don't think, if my memory serves me correct, it doesn't insinuate that he should be mourning for the earth.
Oh, okay. That's kind of what I was thinking when he said that. Like, you only born for one son, and everybody is basically like, look at your situation. Like, he's showing him a mirror, is what I took it as. But let's continue, and it should definitely explain itself. Verse 12. But if you say unto me, my lamentation is not for the earth, is not like the earth, because I have lost the fruit of my womb, which I brought forth with pain, and bear with sorrows. But the earth not so, for the multitude present is like it. For the multitude present in it, according to the cause of the earth, is gone, as it came. Then said I unto you, like as you have brought forth your labor, even so the earth also have given her fruit, namely man. Ever since the beginning unto him that made her. Now, therefore, keep your sorrow to yourself and bear with the good courage that have befallen you. So that's quite unusual to tell somebody, keep your sorrow to yourself. That's cold-hearted.
Indeed.
Even if they are more than one child, that's just cold-hearted. But continue in verse 16. For if you shall acknowledge the determination of the Most High to be just, that's right. You shall both receive your son in time, and shall be commended among women. Go your way unto the city of your husband. And she said unto me, that will I not do. I will not go unto the city, but here will I die. So I proceeded to speak further unto her and say, do not so, but be counseled by me. He just interjected this one. Funny. For how many are the adventures of Zion? Be comforted in regards to the sorrow of Jerusalem. For you seeth that our sanctuary is laid waste, and our altars broken down, and our temple destroyed. Now that's ironic, because this is after the time all that has been resolved. We getting ready after this book. We're getting ready to go into Maccabees, where we're gonna see they entered in proudly and brought in they yuck.
Yep. Defiled it.
Yeah, defiled it with swine's flesh and like all manner of wickedness. It's horrible, wicked stuff. Slacky, let me not even get into that yet, because we're here now. Verse 22. Our sorceries is laid on the ground, and our songs are put to silence. Our rejoicing is at an end. The light of our candlesticks is put out. The ark of our covenant is spoiled. Our set apart things are defiled, and the name of that is called upon, Slacky, and the name that is called upon us is almost profane. Our children are put to shame. Our priests are burnt. Our Levites have gone into captivity. Our virgins are defiled. Our wives are ravished. Our righteous men carried away. Our little ones destroyed. Our young men are brought into bondage. And our strong men are become weak.
Mm-hmm.
And which is greater of all? The seal of Zion have now lost her honor, and she is delivered into the hand of them that hate us. And therefore, shake off your great heaviness and put away the multitude of sorrow, that the mighty may be merciful unto you again. And the highest shall give you rest and ease from your labor. And it came to pass while I was talking with her, behold, her face upon it's like her face upon a sudden shining. Her face,
Her face suddenly shined.
okay, because like what did upon do that?
Mm-hmm.
Upon her face was a sudden shining exceedingly, or something like that, and her countenance glistened, so that I was afraid of her, and must what
Amused.
and muse. It's like it told her, and muse what it might be. And behold, suddenly she made a great a great cry, very fearful, so that the earth shook at the noise of the woman. And I looked, and behold, the woman appeared unto me no more. But there was a city built in a large place, showing itself from the foundation. Then was I afraid, and I cried with a loud voice, and said, where is Uriel the Malakim,
Mm-hmm.
the Malik, who came unto me at the first? And he have caused me to fall into many trances. I don't know, what is that word?
Trances.
Trances, trances, my bad. And my end is turned into corruption, and my prayer is rebuked. And as I was speaking those words, behold, he came unto me and looked upon me. And lo, I lay as one and lo, I lay as one that had been dead, and mine understanding was taken from me. And he took me by the right hand and comforted me, and said unto me, and set me up on my feet, and said unto me, what aileth you? And why are you so disquieted? That's the same thing he said to the woman.
Mm-hmm.
And why is your understanding troubled, and the thoughts of your heart? And I said, because you have forsaken me, and yet I did according to your word, and went unto the field, and lo, I have seen and yet see that I am not able to express. Like what he saw, he couldn't even put it in words. Like this thing was, I don't even know what it was. And if you hadn't came, I think I'd have lose my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 33. And he said unto me, stand up manfully, and I will advise you. So he's like, all right, man up, man. Come on now.
Indeed.
That's what he told him, man up. Stand up manfully. Man up. Verse 34. Then said I, speak on, my Adonai, in me. Uh, only forsake me not, lest I die uh, frustrated of hope, of my hope.
Come.
Verse 35. For I have seen that I know not, and heard that I know not. I do not know. Or is my senses deceived, and my soul in a dream? Now therefore I beseech you, what have you shown your servant in this vision? So tell me what is this now? What was you showing me? And he answered me then and said, hear me, and I shall inform you. I will tell you wherefore you are afraid, for the highest have revealed many secrets unto you. He have sent, it's like he have seen that he have seen that you or your way is right. He has seen that your way is right, and for your sorrow continuous of your people, to make it great lamentation for Zion. That therefore is the meaning of the vision which you lately saw, lately saw it. You saw a woman mourning, and you began to comfort her, but now seeth that the likeliness of the woman no more. It's like you. But you see the likeness of a woman no more. But there appeared unto you a city built, and whereas she told you of the death of her son, this is the solution. The woman whom you saw is Zion, and whereas she said unto you that she whom you see is the city built, whereas she said unto you that she had been 30 years barren. Those are the 30 years wherein there is no more offerings made in her. So the 30, okay, there's no offerings. So is this 30 years after they've been back, or 30 years, because they were gone for 70 years. The city was barren 70 years. Because it was 70 years when the king of Persia decided they could go, move to send them back. Okay. So I'm guessing this is after that. So they've been back. They rebuilt the altar. The temple.
Well, I'm not sure if it has been completed yet.
I thought we read that that it was completed.
We read that in Second Esdras.
I think it was in First Esdras.
Okay. Yeah,
I thought we did.
Well, I don't think I think we read that. I think we read that in Nehemiah. So like all this is around the same period.
I thought we read that. I'm gonna keep my place right here. Let me go over here.
Okay.
I think we read that over. Oh shoot, that's not what I need. I think we read that. I may be mistaken.
Well, see, I know Ezra goes back to build the temple. I don't think that it had been completed, like when he's having during this time period where he's having these visions. This is why. This is why he went back. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I said after this he went back.
No. He's already. Actually, yeah, he would have already returned. In my understanding, he would have already returned. But this is why he says in this chapter that the temple is destroyed, because it hadn't been finished. It hadn't been rebuilt yet and dedicated yet when Nehemiah came, which was sometime later.
Oh, huh. I could have promised you. When we was reading last week, that it said the temple was completed.
Um, first address in Ezra in the Bible are parallel books.
Uh-huh.
I don't think it was completed in the book of Ezra. I think it's when Nehemiah comes and Nehemiah has the dedication.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, my bad. Then I must have
And I
misunderstood.
could be wrong because I'm going on what I remember.
Yeah, I'm looking here at the last chapter in First Ezra. And now the commune inherited the city, the building, and no more be done into it. And the mind to proceed and the father, nor is the king. Uh, yeah, I may have been mistaken. We may have been reading it, and I took it as that, but yeah, okay. Later.
And it's around the same period. Ezra was there when it was rebuilt, but I don't think it happened in his book though.
Okay, huh? Let me just look real quick. Okay. We'll pick that up later on because that's what I was thinking in my mind, but I'm thinking that it was completed. But okay, never mind. Let's continue here. Verse 46. This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter number 10, and verse 46. Now, after 30 years, Solomon built the city. Uh, built the city and offered offerings, and then bear the burden a son. Then bear a barren son, and whereas she told you that she nourished him with labor, and that was the dwelling of in Jerusalem. But whereas she said unto you, my son came into the marriage chamber, happened to have uh, a fall, and died. And that was the destruction that came to Jerusalem. Okay, so that was the destruction. Verse 49. And behold, you saw her likeness, and because she mourned for her son, you began to comfort her. And of those things which have chanced, uh, these are these are to be open unto you. For now the highest, for now the Most High, seeing that you are grieved what is that word?
Unfeignedly.
Unfeignedly. Okay, that's not what I'm familiar with. So I guess without stopping,
Mm-hmm.
feign. That's not a common word. And the suffering from your whole heart for her, so have he showed you the brightness of her glory and comeliness of her beauty. And therefore I bade you remain in the field where no house was built, for I knew that the highest would show this unto you. Before I commanded you to go into the field, there was no foundation of any building was. So yeah, before he told them to go into the field, there was no foundation of any building was. For in the place wherein the highest began to show his city, there can no man build slacking. There can no man's building be able to stand. And wherefore fear not. And therefore fear not. Let not your heart be affrighted, but go your way in and see the beauty of the greatness of the building. As much as your eyes are able to see, then shall you hear as much as your ears may comprehend. For you are blessed above many others, and you are called with the highest, and so are but a few, That but tomorrow the night shall Slacky. But on tomorrow at night you shall remain here, and so shall the highest show you visions of the high things, which the Most High will do unto them that dwell upon the earth in the last days. So I slept that night, and another, like as he commanded me. Okay, verse 11, chapter 11, Slacky. All right, continuing here. This story is getting better, and my eyes are crossing quicker. Let me take these glasses off for just a minute. All right, Slacky, bear with me. We're going to get through this, and I'm going to do the best I can here. Verse 1. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 11 and verse number 1. Then I saw a dream, and behold, there came up from the sea an eagle, which had 12 feathered wings, and 3 heads. And I saw, and behold, she spread her wings over all the earth, and all the winds of the air blew on her and were gathered together. I think this is the first time we've seen an eagle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, throughout the scriptures, as far as something being seen. Verse 3. And I beheld, and out of her feathers grew other contrary feathers, and they became little feathers and small. But her heads were at rest. The head in the midst was greater than the other, but rested with it the residue. Slacky. Verse 5. Moreover, I beheld, and lo, the eagle flew with her feathers, and reigned upon the earth, and over them that dwelt therein. And I saw that all things were under Shamaim, were subject unto her, and no man spake against her, no, not one creature upon earth. And I beheld, and lo, the eagle rose up her talons, and spake to her feathers, saying, Watch not all at once, sleep everyone in his own place, and watch by course. But let the head be perverse or preserved for the last.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 10. And I beheld, and lo, the voice went out. The voice went not out of her head, but from the midst of her body. And I numbered the contrary feathers, and behold, there were 8 of them. And I looked, and behold, on the right side there arose 1 feather, and reigned over all the earth. And so it was that when it rained, the end of it came, and the place thereof appeared no more, so that the next fellow stood up and reigned, and had a great time. Okay, so we're talking about a succession here of those feathers represent, which would have to be kingdoms.
And if not kingdoms, different rulers.
Yeah, rulers. Yeah, same thing. Well, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because yeah. I say kingdoms. I meant because a kingdom, like a kingdom. When I say kingdom, I meant as a person has to sit on that throne.
Mm-hmm.
So it always has to be a person behind it. Every kingdom is that. So continuing, verse 14. I'm rubbing my eyes, so please excuse. All right. All right, here we go. Verse 14. And it happened that when it rained, or when it is that rained? That when it rained, that the
Mm-hmm.
end of it came also, like as the first. So it appeared no more. And it came there a voice unto it, saying, Hear you that have borne rule over the earth so long, that I say unto you, be you, uh, that I say unto you, before you begin to appear no more. There shall none, that's like it, there shall none after you attain unto your time, neither unto the half thereof. And then arose the third, and he reigned as the other before, and appeared no more also. So it went with all the residue, one after another, as that it's like it, as that every one reigned and was appeared no more. So apparently they get their time, and then once their time is up, it's over for them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, verse 20. So I guess that's kind of different because typically when you in rulership, you pass it to your son, and your rulership that continues, but your son just carries the banner or the torch, and that continues. So as the children of Yehuda went from Dawid to Solomon to Rehoboam to on down the line, this is still the son of Dawid, as it was thought of, sitting on that throne. So even forever, all the way to Hamashiach. All right, continuing, verse 20. Then I beheld, and lo, in the process of time, the feathers that followed stood up upon the right side, and they might rule also. And some of them ruled, but wherein or while they appeared no more. For some of them were set up, but ruled out. After this I looked, and behold, the 12 feathers appeared no more, nor a little slacky, nor the two little feathers. And there were no more upon the eagle's body, but three heads that rested, and six little wings. Then I saw, then saw I, mm, then saw I, verse 24, slacky. Then saw I also the two little feathers divided themselves from the six, and remained under the head that was upon the right side, and the four continued in their place. And I beheld, and lo, the feathers were under the wings through the setup, thought to set up themselves to have the rule. And I beheld, and lo, there was one set up, but shortly it appeared no more. And the second was soon away than the first. And I beheld, and lo, the two that remained uh, thought also to Slacky, thought also in themselves to reign. So is this going through this has got to be Yehuda, the kingdom of Yehuda, because that
Well,
I remember they had one king was like really really short. He had a super short reign, like a few.
But that was in the past.
Oh, okay.
This is speaking about things in the future.
Mm-hmm. Okay, con. All right, I had it wrong. Let's continue. Verse 26, verse 29. Slacky. And then they slacky. And when they so thought, behold, were awakened one of the heads that was at rest, namely, it was in the midst, for it was greater than the two other heads. And then I saw the two other heads were joined with it, and behold, the heads were turned with them that were with it, and did eat the two feathers, and did eat up the two feathers under the wings that would have reigned. Oh yeah, I'm completely lost. Let's continue. They lost me on that one. All right, verse 32. But the head put the whole earth in fear and bear rule in it over all those that dwell upon the earth with much oppression. So this is okay. Continue. And it had governance of the world more than all the wings that had been.
Mhm.
And after this, I beheld, and lo, the head that was in the midst suddenly appeared no more, like as the wings. But there remained the two heads, which also were like sort ruled upon the earth, and over those that dwell therein. And I beheld, and lo, the head upon the right side devoured it like it was upon the left side. And then I heard a voice which said unto me, look before you and consider the things that you see. And I beheld, and lo, so it was a roaring lion chasing out of the wood. And I saw that he sent out the man. Slacky. And I saw that he sent out a man's voice unto the eagle and said, hear you, I will talk with you, and the highest shall say unto you, are you are not you in the are not you it that remain of the four beasts whom I made to reign in my world, and they that the end of their time might come through them. So I was thinking that this had to be that second part. I said I was gonna let him explain it. So yeah, okay, continue. Verse 40. And it came forth to overcome all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world with the great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression. And so it's like it, and so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. And the earth had you not judged with truth, for you have afflicted the meek, and have hurt the peaceable, and have loved liars, and destroyed the dwellings of them that are brought forth fruit, and have cast down the walls of such as do you no harm.
Mhm.
Therefore is your wrong, Slacky, therefore your wrongful deeds come up unto the highest, and your pride unto the mighty. And the highest also have looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled. And therefore appear no more the eagle, nor the horrible things, nor the wicked feathers, nor the miscellaneous heads, nor the hurtful claws, nor all the vain body. And the earth, it's like it, that the earth might be refreshed and may be delivered from your violence, and that she may hope for the judgment and the mercy of him that made her. Whew, it's like it. Verse chapter 12. I'm gonna get through this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get through this. All right. Let me take a breath real quick.
And kind,
Yeah,
you know, I'm listening to this, and
yeah,
it's oppressing the meek,
yeah.
destroying those who are fruitful. I'm thinking about the time that we live in now. You think about
Uh,
what's going on over in Congo. You
yeah.
think about how the United States is supporting liars over
Yeah.
in Israel now, destroying hospitals and saying that they're hunting terrorists.
Indeed.
It's
All right.
what we live in now.
That's exactly what it is, and it's exactly the wickedness. And it's ironic that it's an eagle, because we know
Kind
that
of.
that eagle is associated with Edom,
Mm-hmm.
as well as America, and all the wickedness that they go into. I think that eagle was a center point for the children of Japhet.
Mm.
So yeah, so I said this is the first time we've seen the eagle, because we don't really get into that part of it until we get into the Greeks. So that's coming up next week.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, chapter number 12. Second Esdras, chapter number 12, and verse number 1. Praise to the Father.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Verse number 1. And it came to pass, while the lion spake those words unto the eagle, I saw, and behold, the head that remained and the four wings appeared no more. And they went unto it and set themselves up to reign. And the kingdom was small, and the and filled the uproar. And their kingdom was small, and filled with uproar, and filled of uproar. Okay. Verse 3. And I saw, and behold, there appeared no more, and the whole body of the eagle was burnt. So the earth was in great fear. Then, uh, then, uh, 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 then awakened I out of the terrible and trance of my mind, and from great fear, and said in my ruach, Lo, this have this have you done unto me, in that you showeth me the way of the highest. Lo, yet I am weary in my mind, and very weak in my spirit, in my ruach. A little strength is there in me, for the great fear wherewith I was afflicted this night. On top of that, you've only been eating flowers for the past, 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
Mm-hmm. Come.
I'm sure he is rather weak. Verse 6. Wherefore will I now beseech the highest, that he will confirm unto me the end. And I said, Yahuwah that bearest rule, if I have found grace in your sight, and if I am justified with you before many others, and if my prayers indeed come up before your face, comfort me then, and show me your servant the interpretation of the pain, uh, differences of difference of the fearful vision, that you may perfectly comfort my soul. For you have judged me worthy to show me the last times. And he said unto me, This is the interpretation of the vision. The eagle whom you saw came up from the sea, the kingdom which was seen in the vision is your brother Daniel.
Uh-huh. I was thinking that when we was talking about have we seen an eagle?
Uh-huh.
I want to say in Daniel we saw the vision of an eagle.
I don't even recall that. Is your brother Daniel? Okay, I don't recall that eagle in Daniel. Um,
It
mm,
was it was actually it was a multi-body type of beast that had, part of its body was like that of an eagle.
oh, okay, okay. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that because I don't recall that. Uh, okay, come on. Let's continue. Verse 12. But it was not expounded upon him unto him. Therefore, now I declare it unto you. Behold, the day will come that I shall rise up a kingdom out of the earth, and it shall be fearful above all the kingdoms that were before it. And the same, Shalaki, and the same shall 12 kings reign, one after another. Wherefore the second shall begin to reign, and shall have no more time than the 12.
Well, shall have more.
Shalaki. Let me read that again. Wherefore the second shall begin to reign, and shall have more time than any of the 12. So it's gonna go from the second to is that Persia? No, I'm still thinking it wrong. My bad. Let's continue. I'm everything in my mind is racing right now. Verse 16. And this do the 12 wings signify, which you saw. As for the voice which you heard speak, and that which you saw, go not to go, and that which you saw not to go out of the heads, but from the midst of the body thereof. This is the interpretation. It's like verse 18, that after the time and that kingdom there shall arise great strivings, and shall stand and it shall stand in peril of failing. Nevertheless, it shall not fall. Oh, it is falling. It's like it shall not fall, but shall be restored again at the beginning to his beginning. It's like, and whereas you saw the 8 small under feathers sticking to the wings, this is the interpretation that in him there are arising 8 kings. Those times shall be but small, and their years swift. And 2 of them shall perish in the midtime approaching. 4 shall be kept until the end uh, being is approached. To the end being is approached. But 2 shall be kept unto the end. And whereas you saw 3 heads reigning, or 3 heads resting, this is the interpretation. In the last days shall the Most High raise up 3 kingdoms and renew many things therein, and they shall have dominion over the earth. And of those that dwell therein, with much oppression above those that were before them. Therefore are they slack. Therefore are they called the heads of the eagle. For their for their for these are they that shall accomplish the wickedness, that shall accomplish his wickedness, and that shall finish his last end. My gracious. Give me just a second here. All right, verse 26. And whereas you saw the great head appear no more, it signifies of one of them shall die in his bed, and yet with pain. Okay, I get what he's okay, let me continue. Verse 27. I'm sure you're going to explain it completely. Uh for the two, verse 27. For the two that remain shall be slain with the sword, for the sword of the one shall devour the other, but at the last shall he fall through the sword, shall he fall through the sword himself. So who was that prophet that said, that was one of the prophets, that's Haggai. He said, I think it's chapter 2, he said that they shall be slain, everyone by his brother. So they was going to be putting themselves, or putting their brothers to death uh, in the last time. I know we read that, but we went over that one pretty quick. It was a short chapter. It was a short. Yeah. All right, continuing. Verse 29. That made me think of that when he said that they going one another. That made me think about that. So, verse 30. Well, 29 or 30.
Where's thou sawest the feathers under the wings passing over? Verse 30, because I believe you just read 29.
Okay, come. All right. It signified that, verse 30, it signified that these are they whom the highest have kept unto their end, and these are the small kingdom and full of trouble, as you saw. And the lion whom you saw rising up out of the wood and roaring to speak to the eagle and rebuking her for her unrighteousness with all the words which you heard, that is the anointed, which the highest have kept them from the wickedness unto the end. He shall reprove them and shall upbraid them with their culture, with their cruelty, with their cruelty. For he shall set them above him alive in judgment, and shall rebuke them and correct them. For the rest of the people shall he deliver with mercy, those that have been pressed down many borders. It's like it. Those have been pressed upon many borders, and he shall make them joyful until the coming of the day of judgment, whereof I have spoken unto you from the beginning. This is the dream that you saw, and these are the interpretations. But you only have met to know, slacking. You only have been meant to know the secret of the highest. Wherefore, write all of these things that you have seen in a book and hide them and teach them to the wise of the people, whose hearts you know that may comprehend to keep these secrets. But wait you here yourself yet 7 days more, and it may be showed you whatsoever it pleased the highest to declare unto you. And with that, he said, he went his way.
So,
Yeah.
throughout this reading of the second address, I'm wondering why we haven't heard about it in the in the so-called New Testament. We don't read about Esdras too much, or really, I can't recall ever hearing about anything that he said,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why, the Most High told him to only give it to the learned, that would understand. Uh,
Keep it simple.
Likewise, we know that when Mashiach, after he was crucified and resurrected, he opened up the scriptures to his disciples of the law, of the book of the prophets, as well as Telahim that was concerning him. And they also said that he told them many more things that if they were written down, it would be a whole bunch more books.
Right.
So I think this is some of the things that Mashiach was telling his disciples that they didn't write down in the so-called New Testament.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, that makes sense because he I think he would eventually show that through to Yakanai to reaffirm the
Uh-huh.
what was already shared. So,
Con.
praises to the Father. This is it's dynamic. I'm just sorry I'm having such a hard time getting through it, but
Well, I'm gonna tell you why that is, why I believe that is as well, Locke.
what's that?
So this book hasn't been found written in Hebrew.
Mm,
The only versions that have been found of it have all been written in Latin.
mm,
So the translators have rewritten and translated it into English from Latin, which means the way that they're going to word it is going to be, a bit difficult for us to even recite now.
okay. See, I was under the impression, and somebody said, I think it was Yawadal with Yawal with Sons of Thunder. I think he said that the Apocrypha was found with the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Well, as indeed it was, and parts of this book have been found, right?
Uh,
But all the parts of it that have been found, and not the whole book, but the parts that have been found are all in Latin.
that Shalaki. That's so strange because
Uh-huh. Or Latin or Syriac is what it called it, which would
Syriac,
be Aramaic, I believe.
yeah, okay, kind of. Syriac makes a bit more sense, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't even understand why it wouldn't be in Hebrew because of the. I'm sure Ezra would have wrote it in Hebrew.
You would think, and with the Reformation that was going on around his time,
Yeah,
would have seemed
especially
like they bring
considering.
things back to old.
Yeah, especially considering what we read in Ecclesiasticus.
Uh-huh.
The prologue at the
Con.
beginning. So yeah. Continue. Let's go ahead and finish this chapter 12 here. All right, verse 40. Second Esdras chapter number 12 and verse 40. And it came to pass when all the people saw that the 7 days were past, and I not come again unto the city, and gathered them all together from the least unto the greatest, and came unto me and said, what have we offended you? Like, hey, what's wrong, man? What we do to you? You mad at us? uh, and what evil have we done against you that you forsake us and sit here in this place? For if all the prophets, for of all the prophets, you are, for of all the prophets, you only are left us as a cluster of the vintage and as the candles in the dark place and as the haven and as a haven of ships, and as a haven or ships or ship preserved from the tempest. Are not the evils which are come to us sufficient? If you shall forsake us, how much better it be for us if we also had been buried in the midst of Zion. For we are not better than they that died there. And they wept with a loud voice. Then I answered them and said, be of good comfort, O Israel, and be not heavy, you house of Jacob. for the highest have you in remembrance, and the mighty have not forgotten you in temptation. As for me, I have not forsaken you, neither am I departed from you, but am come unto this space to pray in desolation for Zion, and they that slack you, and that I might seek mercy for the low esteem of the sanctuary of your sanctuary. And now go your way home, every man. After these days, I will come unto you. So the people that were so the people went their way unto the city, like as I commanded them. But I remained still in the field 7 days. And the angel commanded me, and did eat only in those days the flowers of the field, and they that uh, and had my meat of the herbs. All right, that's an hour and 26 minutes. So it's 4 chapters, but this was good lengthy chapters.
Indeed, huh? Indeed.
Oh, my eyes are running. All right. So is you now?
What's it out?
Is you now? Or is it me?
Oh, well, I believe you got one more because you
I
like to
got one
read.
more. Okay,
Yeah, I mean, if not, we'll
Oh,
both read 4.
no. That's what we got. 8, right?
Yeah, it's a total of 8 today.
Okay,
So,
I
yep.
got you. So chapter 13. All right. And it came to Slacky, second Ezra, chapter 13 and verse 1. And it came to pass 7 days I dreamed and a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, and it moved all the waves thereof. And behold, and lo, that man waxed strong with a thousand of Shamaim, with the thousands of Shamaim. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things were troubled, or terrible.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Tremble.
all the things trembled, Salaki, that were seen under him.
Khan, so who is coming with the thousands of his saints?
That is the Mashiach, the
Indeed.
Messiah.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Verse 4. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all the burning that heard his voice, like as the earth fell with it, filleth with fire, or filled with fire. Filled with it, filleth the fire. So they felt the fire. All right, verse 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the Shamaim to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he he graved himself in the mountain and flew up on it. But I would have seen the region or place where out of the hills were graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, they which had gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and did dress fight, and yet they fought. And lo, as I saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as he had a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast sparks of tempest. And they that were mixed together, the blast of and they that were all slacking, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell upon and fell with violence upon the multitude, as prepared to fight, and burned them on every one. And that was the sudden and innumerable multitude. Nothing was perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. I'm sure he was.
Yeah, Karnak. So, this is why we're watching what's going on in the world right now, because these men are gathered together. These men, and I want to say that these men were previously, all these multitudes were previously fighting each other. But when they see this man come from the sea,
Right.
they stop fighting each other and they go to do battle with him. So we know that it's many armies that are gathering over in the land right now that are fighting, prepared to fight one another.
Right.
So this appears to be coming straight out of the scripts.
Yeah. It's ironic though, because if I'm not mistaken, Mashiach is spoken of as coming out of the sky instead of out of the sea.
Mm-hmm.
But that may have been just a typographical error. Something simple, coming out of a great open area.
And remembering that this is translated from Latin,
Right.
And the Latins probably, because this would have been the Greeks.
Yeah.
Greek, and they shouldn't have been dealing with the scripts anyway.
Exactly. So, kind. Verse number 12. Afterwards saw I the same man come down from the mountain, and called unto him after another peaceful multitude. And there came much people unto him. Wherefore some were glad, and some were sorry, and some of them were bound, and others were brought of them were that were offered. And I was sick through great fear, and I awakened and said, what have shown your servant these wonders from the beginning, and have counted me worthy that you should receive my prayer. Show me now yet the interpretation of the dream. For as I conceived in my mind understanding, woe unto them that shall be left in those days, but much more woe unto them that be not left behind. For they that were not left were in heaviness. Now understand I the things that were laid up in the latter days, which shall happen unto them, and in those that are left behind. Before are they come into great peril and many necessities, like as the dream declared. Yet,
Salaki, real quick. This is getting ready to put to silence this rapture nonsense that the church holds fast to.
Right. Yeah, that it's been a couple brothers that's really broken that into pieces, and I don't recall them using this much to deal with it. I think they pretty much use Revelation to really break it in pieces. That whole doctrine. So, verse 20, continuing. Yet it is easier for him that is in danger to come into these things than to pass away as a cloud out of the world. and not to see the things that happen in the last days. And answered, he answered unto me and said, the interpretation of the vision shall be shown you, and I will open unto you the things that you have required. Verse 22, whereas you have spoken of them that are left behind, this is the interpretation. He that shall endure the perils in that time have kept himself, and he that falls into danger are such that have works and faith through the Almighty.
Con, you
Yeah.
know, well, I'll let you continue.
Okay. Kind. Verse 24. Knowing this, therefore, that they be slacking. Knowing this, therefore, that they which be left behind are more blessed than they that be dead. This is the meaning of the vision. Whereas you saw a man coming from the midst of the sea, the same is he whom the Most High, who Adonai the Most High have kept in great season, kept a great season, by which he shall by which his own self shall deliver his creatures, and he shall order them that be left behind. And whereas you saw that out of the mouth of him came a blast of wind and fire and storm, and that he held neither sword nor any instrument of war, but that a rushing in him, but that the rushing in of him destroyed the whole multitude that came to subdue him. This is the interpretation. Behold, the day come that the Most High will bring the deliverer, the Most High will bring to deliver them that are upon the earth. I said bring, that's begin, Let me read that again. Behold, the day come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, one realm against another. Ram, what does that mean? One realm against another.
Yeah, con. I'm not exactly sure. I think it might just be another way to say region, but you start thinking about realms, it sounds
Yeah.
spiritual.
Yeah, that sounds like because I think I heard that. I think I heard that in what was that movie? What was that movie? They made,
Constantine.
no, not that one. They made a part 2 of it. The one with Will Smith was the Deadeye. And
Okay.
these, I want to say the Expendables. It's not it.
I was
It's
getting ready to say Justice League, but it's not the Justice League, but it's one of those
yeah,
from DC.
from DC.
Comics.
Yeah, whatever it is, they made a part 2.
Something Squad.
Yeah, Suicide Squad.
Suicide Con.
That's it. Suicide Squad. Yeah, because I think that's where I saw that, because they was talking about that. They said one realm against another, meaning that's why they wanted to get these superhumans or these creatures.
Yeah, she was a witch or something like that.
Yeah, to fight against each other. Yeah, kind. Yeah, that's what I was like. Ram. It's like, like my mind went straight to that. So, all right, continuing here, verse 32. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen, which I show you before, And then shall the son be declared.
My son.
Oh, Slaki. And then shall my son be declared, whom you saw as a man ascending.
Nah. So that right there is argument for your point, saying that the part where it says it's coming from the sea,
Mm-hmm.
if it's coming from the sea, he wouldn't be ascending.
Right, right. That's a typo.
Well,
And
I
that's the
don't know. I
same
guess
thing that
descending. Descending is from the sky, and then ascending, I guess, would be the sea. I guess coming up from the sea. Now that I think about it.
yeah, that whole thing probably because that's what okay. Well, that's what when it comes to everything else says that he's coming from a great glory.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming from the Shamaim. And he said himself, the same way you see me leaving is the same way I shall return.
Mm-hmm.
He ascended to the Shamaim, and so he's gonna come back down. So there's no way that he's gonna be coming out the water
Mm-hmm.
unless he's gonna go to Sheol first, which I don't think that's gonna be the case. But that's not what he said. But continuing here, verse 33. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in his Slakia, every man shall in their own land, leave the battle they have one with another. And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, and you shall, as you saw them, willing to come and to overcome him with fighting. Yeah, right.
Right.
35, verse 35. But he shall stand up on top of Mount Zion, and Zion shall come and shall be shown to all men, being prepared and builded like as you saw the hills graven without hands. And this, my son, shall rebuke the wicked inventions of these nations, which are wicked life, which for their wicked life are fallen into tempest, into the tempest, and shall lay before them their evil thoughts and torment therewith. They shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame, and he shall destroy them without labor by the law which is like unto me. And whereas you saw the great, it's like, and whereas you saw that his great, that's not right. And whereas you saw that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him, those are the 10 tribes which are carried away prisoner out of their own land in the time of Hosea, the king, whom,
The evil king of Syria.
the evil king of Syria led away captive and carried them over the waters and to come. And so they came, it's like, and so came they into another land. Yeah, they ain't reading this.
Okay.
They ain't reading this. Continue. Verse 41. And they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth unto another further country wherein mankind dwelt. Never mankind dwelt. That they might keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. But they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow passage, by the narrow place in the of the river. And the Most High showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through their country were a very great way to go, namely a year and a half. The same region is called Osiris,
Mm-hmm.
which, if I'm not mistaken, Osiris has been shown to be Turkey.
Salakia.
Uh,
Uh, it's on an ancient map. It's been shown to be North Africa.
North, well, we was already in North Africa. So they came back to, well, not Jerusalem, of course, but they came back to that area.
Like it was like over. I'm looking now. I want to say it was Algeria. Yeah, it's in Algeria. An ancient
Oh,
map. It's Algeria.
oh, Osiris is okay, okay. I had one of the brothers showed somehow it was Turkey, as it was mentioned before in the text.
I'm gonna see if I
And
can find that and show you where it's in Algeria.
okay. Okay. No sweat. Let's continue here. Verse 46. Then dwelt there, then dwelt they there until the latter time. And now, when they shall begin to come, the highest shall uh, the highest shall stay the slack it. The highest shall stay the spring of the stream again, and they may go through, therefore, and show the multitude with peace. But those that be left behind of the people are they that be found in my borders, within my borders. Now, when he destroyed the multitude of the nations and gathered together, he shall defend his people that remain. And then shall he show the great wonders. Then said I, O Yahuwah that bearest rule, show me this. Wherefore have I seen the man coming from the midst of the sea? And he said unto me, like as you can neither seek out nor know the things that are in the deep of the sea, uh, even so, even so, no man upon earth seen my son, nor Slacky. I know I read that wrong. Let me read that again. Even so, can no man upon earth see my son, or those that be with him, but in this day and time. And this is the interpretation of the dream which you saw us, and whereby you only are here lightning, are here lightning. For you have forsaken your way, your only Slacky. For you have forsaken your own way and applied the diligence unto my Torah and sought it. Your life have ordered your life have ordered in wisdom and have called understanding your mother. And therefore have I shown you the treasure of the highest, the treasures of the highest. After other 3 days I will speak other things unto you and declare unto you mighty and wondrous things. Then went I forth unto the field, praising and thanking great unto the Most High, because of the wonders which He did in time, and because He governed the same such things as fall in their season, and there I sat 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I was going to mention actually yesterday when he mentioned, it went from me until just now, when I saw the interpretation of the dream and the own way and the wisdom. You can see the depth, the sea. No man. Oh, I was going to mention, yeah, what it talks about no man can go out to the sea. And then, you think here recently, we had those people go out in a little vessel, a submarine, and they were trying to explore where the Titanic went down.
Uh-huh.
And that thing smashed and made them into, I bet that was I can't even imagine what that was, what that must have been like. But that I thought about that yesterday and forgot to mention it. But yeah, I thought about that because it showed what they found, what was left or whatever of that thing, and so imagine people were in there, uh, gruesome to say the least. So, what was you gonna bring out? That?
Well, man, what was I thinking about? I mean, it gives more clarity on everything that Ezra has been shown, and he's been shown these things because of his righteousness,
Right.
which he wasn't boastful about. You know, he, like I said yesterday, he kind of included himself with those who had went contrary, but he's being told now that he's been told these things because of his righteousness,
Come.
and when he's first seeing these things, he's troubled to the point where he's mourning
Yeah.
Yasharal. But now he's seeing Yasharal being restored,
Right.
and he's glad now.
Yeah.
Uh,
Closer.
you know, I hear brothers talk about 2/3, being destroyed, and one train of thought on this whole thing is that 2/3 have already been destroyed,
Yeah.
which is why Shaul, the apostle Paul, says that all Yasharal will be saved.
Khan, and he got that from what Malachi?
I'm not sure where he pulled. Did he pull that from Malachi?
Let me see. I'm gonna search it right quick before we get into this next.
It wouldn't surprise me, but I didn't know that.
I think so. Let me see. Romans comes up first. Boo, 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 boo. Oh, it's showing. Actually, it's showing Exodus 33 and 18.
Hmm.
I don't think that's right though. Show my glory. See glory and the goodness of past. Proclaim the name. No, that's not it. That's not it. He got that from someplace. I want to say. All Israel should be saved. Let me see. Old Testament. Isaiah.
Hmm.
Israel shall be saved. Yeah. World without end.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. Isaiah 45 and 17. But Israel shall be saved in Yahuwah with an everlasting salvation. You shall not be ashamed nor confounded. But it don't say all Israel. It said, but Israel shall be saved in Yahuwah with everlasting salvation. Should be saved nor confounded. World without end. For thus saith Yahuwah, creation of Shamahim, most power himself. Okay, yeah, so that's where he got it from. I don't know why I was thinking it was Malachi, but yeah, kind of.
All right. This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 14, verse 1. And it came to pass upon the third day, I sat under an oak, and behold, there came a voice out of the bush over against me and said, Esdras, Esdras. And I said, Here I am, Slakia. Here am I, Adonai, or Yahweh. And I stood upon my feet. Then said he unto me, in the bush I did manifestly reveal myself unto Moshe, and talk with him when my people served in Mizraim. And I sent him and led my people out of Mizraim, and brought him up to the mount of where I held him by me a long season, and told him many wondrous things, and showed him the secrets of the times and the end, and commanded him, saying, these words shall you declare, and these shall not hide. Slaki, and these shall you hide. So, evidently there's some things that Moshe was told in those 40 days that he
Yeah.
didn't reveal.
Yeah, indeed.
Verse 7. And now I say unto you, that you lay up in your heart the signs that I've showed, and the dreams that thou hast seen, and the interpretations which you have heard. For you shall be taken away from all, and from henceforth you shall remain with my son, and with such as be like you, until the times be ended. Wow.
I didn't know
So
that.
you had said that yesterday, that Ezra was taken, and I was unaware.
Yeah, I think that was based on what we was reading.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Okay.
All right, verse 10. For the world hath lost his youth, and the times begin to wax old. For the world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10 parts of it are gone already, and half of the 10th part. And there remaineth that which is after the half of the 10th part. Now therefore, set thine house in order, and reprove your people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. Let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto you, and haste you to flee from these times. For yet greater evils than those which has seen happen shall be done hereafter. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein.
Wow.
For the time is fled far away, and leasing is hard at hand. For now hasteth the visions to come, which thou hast seen. Then answered I before you, and said, behold, Yahweh, I will go, as you have commanded me, and reprove the people which are present. But they that shall be born afterward, who shall admonish them? Thus the world is set in darkness, and they that dwell therein are without light. Wow.
Right. Right. Wow, indeed. That is fourth.
I mean, and Mashiach is that light,
Right.
to admonish those that come after.
Okay. Indeed, Aki. And it's I'm interested to see what he's gonna get into here.
Yeah, come. Verse 21. For your law, Salakia, for your law is burnt. Therefore, no man knoweth the things that are done of you, or the work that shall begin. But if I have found grace before you, send the Quadash Ruach into me, and I shall write all that hath been done in the world since the beginning, which were written in your Torah, that men may find your path, and that they which live in the latter days may live. Man, all praises, because we're a part of that. Later days, reading this, trying to understand this, trying to apply this to our lives.
Indeed, Aki. Indeed, it's a beautiful thing. But that makes sense now why the Dead Sea Scrolls was found. It was found in the Dead Sea, and this was with it, because if Ezra had to redo it all and put it, well, I don't understand why they would say it would be in Latin, because why would he write that in Latin? And we know that the Torah was written in Hebrew.
You
know what I'm saying? So somebody lying.
Well, here's the thing, this is just what they found so far. I don't think, I know that they haven't found, well, if they have found it written in Hebrew, they haven't disclosed it.
Yeah,
If they found other books, they haven't disclosed it.
I think they have. I think they
Yeah,
have. I think that stuff is in the Vatican.
it
Uh,
comes.
you know what I'm saying? I think that stuff is hidden away, and you know, it's right where a regular person can just go in and see it. I think these evil heathens can go in there and deal with it. You know, these so-called people, you know, these so-called Catholics or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think they can deal with it, but and I think they know the real truth. Well, they know. Of course, I know they know the real truth, but um, yeah, I mean, if let's think about what we just read there. He said the Torah was burned, your law was burned. So send me your set apart spirit, and I will write it all from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So if he wrote it all from the beginning, including what he told him to write this and hide it, why would he write in two different languages?
I think. Well, see, here's the thing: what they have found in the Dead Sea Scrolls of Esdras are just what do they call it? What do you call just parts? Where it's just part excerpts, or
Fragments.
yeah, it hadn't been the complete book.
Oh, okay.
So somebody evidently got it, which makes sense. Uh, you know, with the Romans coming in that land around that time,
Yeah.
things would have been written down in Latin. So somebody had it originally and rewrote it for for other nations to be able to read.
Hmm. Okay.
Uh, when you got some time, like, because I got this knowledge from Google,
Okay.
which is faulty sometimes, but
Yeah.
you'll see, like, when you Google it, you see that it's only been found in Latin.
Okay.
Or
That's
that's all that that's all that they've released is the parts that are in Latin.
that they're telling us. Okay, I
Yep.
get you. Yeah. Okay.
All right, continuing. This is the book of Second Address, chapter 14, verse 23. And he answered me, saying, Go your way, gather the people together, and say unto them that they seek you not for 40 days.
40 more days.
Uh-huh. But he's getting ready to partake in something.
Yeah.
Verse 24. But look, you prepare you many box trees, and take with you Sarah, Dabria, Salamia, Ikanas, and Aziel, these 5 which are ready to write swiftly. And come hither, and I shall light a candle of understanding in thine heart, which shall not be put out, till the things be performed which thou shalt begin to write. And when you have done, some things shall you publish, and some things shall you show secretly to the wise. Tomorrow, this hour shall you begin to write. Then went I forth, as he commanded, and gathered all the people together, as said, Hear these words, O Yasharal. Our fathers at the beginning were strangers in Mizraim, from whence they are delivered, and received the Torah of life, which they kept not, which ye also have transgressed after them. Then was the land, even the land of Sion, parted among you by lot. But your fathers and ye yourselves have done unrighteousness, and have kept not the ways which the highest commanded you. And for as much as he is a righteous judge, he took from you in the time the thing that he had given you. And now are ye here, and your brethren among you. Therefore, if so be that you will subdue your own understanding and reform your hearts, ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy. For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again, and then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the unrighteous shall be declared.
Mm-hmm.
Let no man therefore come unto me now, nor seek me after me, and seek after me these 40 days. So I took the 5 men as he commanded me, and went into the field and remained there. And the next day, behold, a voice called me, saying, Esdras, open your mouth and drink that I give you to drink. Then opened I my mouth, and behold, he reached me a full cup, which was full, as it were, with water, but the color of it was like fire.
Wow.
And I took it and drank. And when I had drunk of it, my heart uttered understanding, and wisdom grew in my breast. For my spirit strengthened my memory,
Wow.
and my mouth was opened. I was lucky, I lost. And my mouth was opened and shut no more. The highest gave understanding unto the 5 men, and they wrote the wonderful visions of the night that were told, which they knew not. And they sat 40 days, and they wrote in the day, and at night they ate bread. As for me, I spake in the day, and I held not my tongue by night. In 40 days they wrote 204 books. Wow. Yeah, so it's a lot out there that we
don't have.
And don't have.
Yeah.
All right, verse 45. And it came to pass, when the 40 days were filled, that the highest spake, saying, the first that thou hast written, publish openly, that the worthy and the unworthy may read it. But keep the 70 last, that thou mayest deliver them only to such as be wise among the people. For in them is the spring of understanding, the fountain of wisdom, and the stream of knowledge. And I did so.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Dynamic arc is like, wow. Mind blowing.
Man. All right, this is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak you in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in your mouth, saith Yahweh, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against you. Let not the incredulity of them trouble you that speak against you. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole eretz, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith Yahweh, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the unjust complain continually. And therefore, saith Yahweh, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Mizraim, or the land of bondage.
Right.
But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Mizraim with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof.
Wow.
Mizraim shall mourn, and the foundations of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. So, you and I were checking out one of Malcolm X's last speaking, and he mentioned that Mizraim being America.
Right. God.
Yep. All right, verse 13. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting in hell, and with a fearful constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. Behold, saith the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the Eretz to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, to turn themselves one against another, and repay the things that they have done to them. Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom. Thus saith Yahweh power.
Huh.
My right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the Eretz. The fire is gone forth from his wrath, and hath consumed the foundations of the Eretz, and the sinners, like the straw that is kindled. Woe to them that sin, and keep not my commandments, saith Yahweh. I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power. Defile not my sanctuary. For Yahweh knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. For now are the plagues come upon the whole Eretz, and ye shall remain in them. For the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. Behold, a horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the Eretz, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also, the
Armenians.
Carmanians raging, Todai.
That's what.
Also, the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come, and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, then these shall be troubled, bled, and keep silence through their power, and shall flee. And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them, and consume some of them, and in their hosts shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings. Behold, clouds from the east and from the north unto the south, and they are very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and storm. They shall smite one upon another, and they shall smite down a great multitude of stars upon the Eretz, even their own star. And blood shall be from the sword unto the belly, and dung of men unto the camel's hue.
Wow.
And there shall be great fearfulness and trembling upon Eretz. And they that see the wrath shall be afraid, and trembling shall come upon them. And then shall there come great storms from the south, and from the north, and another part from the west. And strong winds shall arise from the east, and shall open it, and the cloud which he raised up in wrath, and the star stirred to cause fear toward the east and west wind shall be destroyed. The great and mighty cloud shall be puffed up full of wrath, and the star, that they may make all the Eretz afraid, and them that dwell therein, and they shall pour out over every high and eminent place a horrible star. You know, I'm wondering what this star is.
Yeah, that's a good question. I was thinking that myself, but I'm not for certain about that one. I remember the IUIC brothers. They read this, but they didn't read as much as we reading right here. They was reading that part. That's how I knew that was Carmanians, because Isaac's voice was in my head as he was reading it.
All praise.
Yes, indeed.
All right, continue at verse 41. Fire and hail and flying swords, missiles, and many waters, that all fields may be full, and all rivers with the abundance of great waters. And they shall break down the cities and walls, mountains and hills, trees of the wood, and grass of the meadows, and their corn. And they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon, and make her afraid. They shall come to her and besiege her. The star in all wrath shall pour out upon her. Then shall the dust and smoke go up into the Shemaim, and all they that be about her shall bewail her. It's Revelations.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 45. And they that remain under her shall do service unto them that have put her in fear. This is the righteous.
Right.
And you, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person. Woe be unto you, you wretched, because you have made yourself like unto her, and has decked your daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with you. You have followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore, saith the Most High, I will send plagues upon you, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste your houses with destruction and death.
Wow.
And the glory of your power shall be dried up as a flower. The heat shall arise that is sent over you. You shall be weakened as a poor woman with stripes, and as one chastened with wounds, so that the mighty and lovers shall not be able to receive you. Would I with jealousy have so proceeded against you, saith Yahweh? If you had not always slain my chosen, exalting the stroke of thine hands, and saying over their dead, when thou was drunken. Set forth the beauty of your countenance. Slakia, verse 54. Set forth the beauty of your countenance. The reward of your whoredom shall be in your bosom. Therefore shall you receive recompense. Like as you have done unto my chosen, saith Yahweh, even so the Most High, Slakia, even so shall the Most High do unto you, and shall deliver you into mischief. Your children shall die of hunger, and you shall fall through the sword. Your city shall be broken down, and all yours shall perish with the sword in the field. They that be in the mountain shall die of hunger, and eat their own flesh, and drink their own blood. For very hunger of bread, and thirst of water. You, as unhappy, shall come through the sea, and receive plagues again. And in the passage they shall rush on the idle city, and shall destroy some portion of thy land, and consume part of your glory, and shall return to Babylon that was destroyed. And you shall be cast down by them as stubble, and when they shall be unto you as fire, and shall consume you, and your cities, your land, and your mountains, all your woods, and your fruitful trees shall they burn up with fire. Your children shall they carry away captive, and look, what you have, they have spoiled it, and marred the beauty of your face. Man, it's destruction,
Yeah, that's graphically described destruction.
Con. All right, getting ready to finish out, this great book.
Yes.
All right. This is the book of Second Address, chapter 16, verse 1. Woe be unto you, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto you, Mizraim and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sacks and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away any hungry lion in the wood? Or may anyone quench the fire in stubble when it hath begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? The mighty Yahweh sendeth plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, And who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? Yahweh shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder as at his presence? The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before Yahweh and before the glory of his power. You know, hearing about these deep waves, that reminds me of that movie 2012, where
Oh, yeah.
these movies, they have these great tsunamis coming against New York and the coast of America. That's what the image I have in my head.
Indeed, I remember that.
All right. Verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the Eretz. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundations of the Eretz. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon Eretz shall not return again. Woe is me! Woe is me! Who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulations and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon Eretz, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon Eretz, sword and famine and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon Eretz shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. The dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the Eretz shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the Eretz, and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all the places shall be desolate of men, so that one man shall desire to see another, and to hear his voice. For of a city there shall be left 10, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves, and in the clefts of the rocks. As in an orchard of olives upon every tree, there are left 3 or 4 olives. Or as when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. Even so, in those days, there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. And the Eretz shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel therethrough. The virgin shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of Yahweh. Behold, the word of Yahweh, receive it. Believe not the deities of whom Yahweh spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son. With 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the Eretz, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. O my people, hear my word. Make ye ready to thy battle. and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the arets. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose.
Mm.
He that occupied merchandise as he that hath no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. You know, we got to be ready to lose all.
Indeed, Aki.
Verse 43, he that soweth as if he should not reap, so also he that planteth the vineyard, as he that shall not gather the grapes. They that marry, as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not, as widowers.
Mm.
And therefore they that labor in vain.
Mm.
For strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and take their children captives. For in captivity and famine shall they get children.
Mm.
And they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, the more thou deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and their own persons, the more will I be angry with them for their sin, saith Yahweh. Like as a whore envieth a right and honest and virtuous woman, so shall righteousness hate iniquity. When she decketh herself, and shall accuse her to her face, when he cometh, that shall defend him that diligently searcheth out every sin upon arets. And therefore, be ye not like thereunto, nor to their works thereof. For yet a little, and iniquity shall be taken away out of the arets, and righteousness shall reign among you.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Mm-hmm.
Let not the sinner say that he have not sinned, for the Most High shall burn coals of fire upon his head, which saith before Yahweh power and his glory, I have not sinned. All right. You know, we've all done fall short
Right.
at some point, you know.
But
not staying in it is the key.
Right.
You know, repenting and turning from it.
Indeed, Aki.
Verse 54, behold, Yahweh knoweth all the works of men, their imaginations, their thoughts, and their hearts, which spake by the word, let the arets be made, and it was made. Let the Shemaims be made, and it was created. In his word were the stars made, and he knoweth the number of them. He searcheth the deep, and the treasures thereof. He hath measured the sea, and what it containeth. He hath shut the sea in the midst of the waters, and with his word hath he hanged the arets upon the waters. He spreadeth out the Shemaims like a vault. Upon the waters hath he founded it. The desert hath he made springs of waters, and pools upon the tops of mountains, that the floods might pour down from the high rocks to the water the arets. He made man, and put his heart in the midst of the body, and gave him breath, life, and understanding. Yea, and the Ruach of the Al Shaddai, which made all things, and searcheth out all hidden things in the secrets of the arets. Surely he knoweth your inventions, and what ye think in your hearts, even them that sin. And would he hide their sin? Therefore hath Yahweh exactly searched out all your works, and he will put you all to shame.
Mm.
And when your sins are brought forth, ye shall be ashamed before men, and your own sins shall be your accusers in that day. What will ye do? Or how will you hide your sins before the Most High and his Malchims? Behold, the Most High himself is the judge. Fear him, leave off from your sins, and forget your iniquities, to meddle no more with them forever. So shall the Most High lead you forth, and deliver you from all trouble. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idle, with things offered unto idols.
Mm.
That's what happened to our ancestors, you know. And verse 69. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision, and in reproach, and trodden under foot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear Yahweh. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear Yahweh. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith Yahweh, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Hallelujah.
Same days of trouble, indeed. All praises to the Father.
Verse 75. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide, and the God of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith Yahweh power. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. Woe be unto them that are bound with their sins, and covered with their iniquities, like as a field is covered over with bushes, and the path thereof covered with thorns, that no man may travel through. Is it left undressed, and is cast into the fire to be consumed therewith.
Praise Hallelujah.
Man.
Man, oh man, oh man. We yeah, 2.5 hours right now.
Oh wow.
All praises though. That's right where we was yesterday. So yeah, we read 2 more chapters, so that went a little bit smoother actually.
Yeah,
So praises to the Father for the 2 more chapters, and then we write it at the same time. So so final thoughts here. What we've read in these 2 books of Ezra, this first book of Ezra into this second book of Ezra, has been very dynamic. It's been very dynamic, and it lines up with a lot of what we've read before, and it also opens up some information that I have not been privy to before. Some of this I had heard very little of it, but it's all good. It's all good word, good writing, and to understand these things is it's uplifting. It's uplifting to know that the Most High have made provision for Israel, or to reaffirm that the Most High have made provision for the end, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, because we don't want to be forsaken, and we don't want to be forgotten, even though we've forsaken and forgotten our own power. He's not forsaken and forgotten us. His plan is to restore us, and that's what Ezra was literally going into through these writings here. So praise to the Father for these wonderful books, and I look forward to coming back and reading this again. It is rather tasking, but it's well worth it, because it's a lot of good information in this book, and reading it this one time is not going to be enough for me. So I'm going to have to come back and read or listen to it again, at least. Go ahead.
Con, I'm right there with you. I definitely need to review more of this, and also, perhaps, find some elders to, ask some questions about, to see exactly, what these visions are. We're given an interpretation of them, but, it's still difficult to understand how it lines up now. Now, some of it's plain.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it is plain, and we're able to identify, what it is it's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of assume other things just based on how we are and where the world is now.
Right.
But man, all praises to the Most High. I said this yesterday. Indeed, where would Yasharal be without the tribe of Judah? Because we know that the Messiah comes through the line of Yehuda.
Mm-hmm.
Where would we be? Also without Ezra, the tribe of Levi.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know that Moshe, as well as Esdras, have come from that line, and This has been a delight to get into. I
Indeed.
check it out, and hadn't been easy. These have been long, long nights that we've gotten into these scriptures, man. You know.
Indeed, indeed, but it's worth it. It's well worth it, and glory to the Abba for putting that spirit in us. It'd been easier to be like, oh, it's too much. We're just gonna skip this, or we're gonna just do something else or whatever. But praises to the Abba, to build us up and to help us to help those who are interested. He's given us the tenacity to endure through these readings. And some of this, I mean, literally, when you're reading this much, it's easy to get your eyes crossed.
Mm-hmm.
I think I read better, like, to myself than I do reading out loud, because I can see it and then I go back and that's not so. When you're reading out loud, it's like you on a stage and people to hear you. But it's good though. It's good. I'm thankful to the Father. When I was just to share this real quick, when I was in the world, I would not read. I refused to read out loud. But coming in the truth and understanding, like, I realized that the Most High is the power of knowledge, and so it's reasonable for me to do these things. This is my reasonable service,
Mm-hmm.
and so even though it had not been my comfort zone, the Most High put you in places that you wouldn't normally be, and that's how you know that it's Him doing it. Because there's no way in the world I would be stepping out in front of the cyber world just reading for the sake of reading, because I was not one of those people. So, but praises to the Father. Thankful for this book and thankful for the completion of it. Now let us move to the very end as we are closing out this evening, as the sun is long gone.
I looked up a second ago. I was like, man, it's dark.
Yeah, it's long gone. I mean, well, we've been at it, like I said, 2.5 hours. But like I said, this is wonderful. I'm thankful we were able to get through this book, and we will pick up next week with the book of First Maccabees, and it's a similar setup to Ezra. It's a short book with about 15 to 16 chapters, and but it's a lot in those chapters. It's a whole lot of meat, and we'll be going through those, and those will be quite a dynamic read. So I will warn everybody: the first chapter of First Maccabees infuriates me. I mean, it is not. I've read it too many times, and it angers me to no end to see what the Greeks did to our people. So if I get a little heated, please forgive me. It's because I hate to read. I mean, I hate to see this in the text, but it is there, so we're gonna read it. But yeah, it's not pleasant. Anyhow, we're going to close out with the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter number 12 and verse number 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. It is so very important that we understand that in the conclusion of the whole matter, everything that we're supposed to do is fear the Most High and keep His commandments, because this is the whole duty of man.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, when it is all said and done, when all the dust is settled and all the smoke is cleared, when judgment comes, and you either judge by Hamashiach, the Messiah, or you judge by the Most High, you're in the second resurrection. I feel sorry for you. But we will be judged on whether we feared the Most High and kept His commandments. Why? Because this is the entire reason that we were made. I am your Akazaki Yahoo, joined by my most esteemed Akinanaya, giving all praises, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power, Yahuwah Bahashem, Yahushua HaMashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four corners of the earth. I say shalom wabarukim. That is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait to the day that the Most High have fulfilled his promise and have brought us back together. And we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under the Most High power, under one covenant. Until that day, shalom, Bishop Khan. Shalom, family.
Shalom, shalom, Mr. Kai.